Okay, I think we're live. Everyone, let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to try this like quiet background music in the background. If it's super annoying, let me know. I don't have much choice over it, so it's not like my favorite playlist. But yeah, so welcome to Office Hours. I think this is Office Hours 88, which is pretty crazy. We're going to cover kind of DeFi stuff, NFT stuff, and then kind of like whatever I look at on a day-to-day basis on Nansen. So put GMs in the chat. Ask any questions you want. I might have to skip some if they're too weird. But yeah, trying to make it like interactive. And make sure you subscribe. If you want to try Nansen, we got the Nansen Lite, which is free below. So you can use the link below for that. And then we also have up to a 40% discount going on at the moment as well. So if you want to get onto the paid plans and get all of this amazing stuff, you can get up to 40% for a very limited time. I think we've got 9 days left on that. So yes, so I think that is it, unless I've missed anything. We're going to go through, initially, I think like what I work through each day and what I kind of look at, and then we'll look at more specific things and new features. So if we start off, if you haven't watched these before, give me 1 second, then this is the home screen. So here we have got hot contracts, DeFi Paradise. I don't look at these too much because I think you can look deeper into them later. So that's what we're going to do. This sometimes I look at, but again, you can go more into it. This is just the home screen. So there's not too much detail at this point. This I need to look at more. I think this is really good. And if you're on Nansen Lite as well, you can get this completely for free. Which is pretty amazing. So even here, we've got a Nansen article. What's the best way to play NFT airdrops? I have no idea, so I need to read that one. CME Group, FTX, no plans to buy Huobi, says Sam. So you can go through all of these and figure them out. Here we got the summer sale as well, so take a look at that. So the ones that are most interesting to me as a Nansen user are probably just the smart money tab to start off with. So if we have a look at that. So if I give like tips on what I would do in these situations, this is currently just filtered by time. So you can see this is probably the same guy, which is kind of crazy. Some smart Dex trader just like doing tons of swaps. So here, this might be someone you want to watch. I don't know why they're trading loads of like Fae, or how do you pronounce that? I don't know, between Tribe and Die. So they're doing something interesting here, and it's still going on kind of more recently. But then you can keep going through and then also look for kind of ENS domains, which I think are more interesting. So I see this guy all the time, anonymous. And if you're interested, actually, so I get questions sometimes like, what is taker and maker amount? So it's a bit confusing, and hopefully I get it right. I feel like I'm down to myself now. But maker amount is what you're like swapping for. So here you're swapping wrapped ETH to take this, basically, which I've just made that more confusing because I said take, but this is what you'll get back. So these are basically the ones they're buying. These are the ones they're selling. So because of that, what I do is, which I think filters are only for VIP plans, but what you can do is, what one do we want? Do we want taker token? So you can put wrapped ETH here. That's like the most commonly swapped kind of one. And then again, you can go through like on time. So this person, Cap Crypto, swap like a tiny amount for Fetcher. I have no idea what that is. But you can look through like, are there any significant amounts? So here, this person's swapping 2 ETH, which is like 3 grand now or something like that, to RLY. Also, I don't know what that is. This person 3 ETH. So what you can do, keep going through and see like, is there any patterns coming up? So sometimes I see the same token, but with different traders, and then it becomes like more interesting. So if you keep seeing RLY coming up, but you see different people swapping and it's not only the same person, then that becomes really interesting. You can look more into the token. Here you see a venture fund. Oh, 1 second. I opened Siri again, so hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, this is a venture fund, obviously swapping some really small amount for USDT, which is kind of interesting. Down here. And yeah, so if you get to this point and you don't really see much going on like time-wise, what you can do is just filter by highest amounts. Someone says, can I check my DMs? Yes, I can. Later. So here we see, let me know if you can still hear me, by the way, actually. I have no idea because I opened Siri, so hopefully you can. But yeah, Franklin swapped 55 wrapped ETH for 80,000 USDC. So he's obviously selling some into stables, doing it again here as well. So you can look deeper in. So if we give an example for now, we might as well. So what I do here is be like, let's look at Franklin's wallet. Okay, perfect. You can hear me. So this guy, if you don't know, is the one that's got like 50 apes or something. We spoke about last week how he utilized like NFT loans really well. I think he had 1,000 ETH worth of NFT loans that he then used to buy more apes to make even more money, and paid it all back with like 9 ETH interest, which is really amazing. And yeah, so you might look through the wallet and kind of see what are they doing here. And you can also actually, probably a good idea. Give me 1 second. Oh, actually, I just want his normal wallet. So if you find one that's interesting, let's say you are thinking like, oh, is Franklin selling all of his ETH? Hopefully not, or whatever. You can go onto Portfolio, completely free. And you can, it's in here. And you can see that there's not much money in it. Oh no, there is. Okay, it's just loading. Okay, so he still holds $200,000 worth of ETH. And it looks like the swaps, because there's not much in here, if you looked further into it, probably on like Etherscan or whatever, you could see that he's probably sent the USD somewhere else, because otherwise it would be showing up here. So yeah, he might be sending it to exchange or whatever. You could say smart alert, see what Franklin is up to, because I have no idea. Where is Franklin's wallet gone? Here. Okay, so what you can also do is look at the wallet and the token, and this is wallet profiler for token. So it just shows you that token only and like all past interactions with it. So yeah, if we go back on smart money, that is just the Dex Trades bit, which you can kind of go through for ages and ages and like see if there's anything going on. This is token transfers, which also you can find some really interesting stuff from. So here we see a lot of jump. Jump you always see like all the time. So don't freak out too much. They've been sending a lot of ETH to exchanges, if anyone's interested. But the thing is with jump, and the same for Wintermute, it's quite hard to second guess what they're doing. So it's more like you have to keep a longer term track on them. It's not just like each day, because they're market making as well as they have like wallets that are there for long term holds. So it's not always easy to see, are they just like adding liquidity to the exchange? Are they just using the exchange to then move to a new wallet? So it's not always as plain for them as like sending to an exchange to sell. So yeah, you have to like keep a longer term view with them. But what you can do here, and if anyone has feedback, I would have feedback. I think someone sent it here before. What would be great if we had like a value in USDT as well that you could then, or USD, sorry, that you could then filter by, because here you end up with these tokens that, yeah, not really sure what they are. But if you keep going through, you can find, yeah, the more interesting ones. So here, and these are just MEV bots, but there's some venture funds sending this token SIDUS, I don't know what that is, to Gate, so probably selling. So if you went on this token, look to their wallet, we can do that actually. You can see like where they received it from. Was this a airdrop or anything like that? Yeah, El Barto says we should sort by USD. I think that is very true. I'll feed that back. Give me a second. Nice little bit of loading. Hopefully everyone's having a nice time. I don't know why this isn't loading. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is looks like a vesting. Oh no, that was back in May. Ignore me. Yeah, vesting contract anyway. Same thing. Deposited into their wallet, and then they've sent it all to Gate, probably to sell. So you might think that this token is not great or whatever. You can then look further into it, see if other funds have been like distributed tokens and if they're dumping it as well. I think you can't always tell what funds are doing by sending to an exchange, but I think you just have to use like, all of this is assumptions. So why else would they send it to an exchange? And I think Darren was on here before and made a good point. Like, if you're one of these companies that invested in a token early and you actually wanted to hold it, you would just keep it in the same wallet, because then you want to show that you have like faith in the token. You want to show your support. So sending it to an exchange, I think, is personally very, very likely that they're just selling it. Yeah, so here actually, if we just went on to the next page, you can see vesting to the fund and then fund to the exchange. Yes. Okay, so you can keep going through. A lot of jump trading, like I said. This wallet receiving 500,000 SHIB, but that could be like $1. I don't know. I don't know the value of SHIB anymore. So yeah, you just keep going through, and then same thing. Instead of going through just time, what you can do, oh no, I've already done it. You can go through value, or you can go through time on its own. So here you can see jump moving, yeah, from the curve pool, 238,000 into Jump's wallet. So then you might want to see what they do with that after that. And then they've added wrapped ETH into the curve pool as well. Let's see if there's anything else. If you spot anything, put it in the chat that I miss. I'm trying to look at everything, but I might miss some stuff. This person, this is Synthetics, I think, adding whatever 20,000 to their wallet. Might be interesting. So yeah, that's token transfers. I could probably look at that forever, but it might become boring. So if we go on to transactions, so this is where it can get very interesting. So here we go. It's a good example. Perfect for the office hours. Okay. Fasanara Capital sends whatever 900 ETH to FTX, which is how much nowadays? I don't know, 1.5, 1.4, might be terrible maths, million to FTX worth of ETH. So again, might be selling. You could then look into it, see if they receive some like USDC back or anything like that. We could actually have a look. Are we gonna get lucky? Look, yes, I think so. So they send 900 ETH. The screen is so small for me, sorry. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay. Do they receive USDC back? Possibly. This might be at 5 million, but that seems too much. So, not sure. We'd have to look into that one further. But yeah, so that's how you can tell like if they've definitely sold. But it's not always that obvious. Sometimes you get lucky there. Okay, where is my tab gone? Okay, let's go through some more. Smart Dex Trader to more basic Dex Trader, 15 ETH, maybe their second wallet. Okay, these are small amounts, not much going on. So you just have to keep going through. These are all pretty small amounts, 0.64, 0.75. So like each morning or whatever that you use Nansen, I don't know what time you'd be using it, whenever you want. You just need to kind of go through and like see, does anything stand out as weird? And I think one important thing to make is it's not always just one massive transaction. So if we just filter by value, like I said earlier, Jump seems to be endlessly sending stuff, ETH to exchanges, but what are they doing it for? You don't know. And like Parify here, this is quite interesting. Sending to some medium Dex trader, might be their second wallet. But what these wallets do, and you can kind of already see it with Jump, is they don't send in one enormous amount. So they could send here adding up to probably like 6,000-7,000 ETH. God, they're sending tons. Look, so this hopefully just market maker. It looks very likely because it's to tons of different exchanges, but instead of doing it all in one, they're doing kind of smaller amounts. So you just need to go through, and sometimes you can find, like, I found gems before where I'm like, oh, actually these add up to tons, and I think I probably made tweets for those. Whereas like they're sending loads of 100 ETH transactions. I think I did that for Jump once. And then, yeah, it like adds up to something more significant. So that's just a case of like going through again, like I said, seeing what's going on. Okay, so next one, contract interactions. So here, often you see stuff for like NFTs. I'd be interested if anyone knows what this is, because I see this all the time. And actually, I've got this wallet on my watch list because this person seems to transact loads. I don't know what this is, but I see it up a lot. Why have I not bothered to look what it is? Who knows? But I haven't. So yeah, non-fungible position manager. I don't know what that is, but I always see people sending it ETH to it. So yeah, 133 ETH, and this wallet is pretty interesting. Let's see if I can just show it. Oh, perfect. This is a new feature. If you right-click on the wallets, you can view on Nansen Portfolio anyway. Amazing, amazing. I should have said that earlier. Okay. So you can see this wallet. It's got like $40 million. I have it on my watch list because it always does really interesting stuff. They are outperforming Bitcoin and ETH very slightly. Still losing money, but not as badly. Why? Because they hold wrapped ETH. This, I don't know what that token is. You can see their Uniswap positions. A lot in the USDC wrapped ETH pool. They have a lot of USDC on Maple Finance. So this person is like mainly Ethereum, it looks like, but kind of in various different DeFi protocols. Oh, when you LP and UDB3, they give you an NFT. Okay, that makes sense. I think I've seen them. Okay, yeah, so this is that person's portfolio. It might be someone that's of interest to you. I don't know if I'm just going to give it to you. You have to find it, okay, on Nansen. Where was my last tab? Let me just find it. Okay. Sister of Vitalik. I see this person a lot as well. 22, 22, 22 gem. Probably say the same thing. It's just showing on different ones. Or is that stupid? Who knows? So they're obviously sweeping some NFTs. We can have a look at that. Let's see what they're buying. We don't want to do that. Oh, I just opened their portfolio. I've got this big Nansen logo in the top right, so I can't actually see up there. Give me a second. Oh, this is annoying, isn't it? It opens it on portfolio only. Okay, what we can do is this. Let's see what they're buying. Is it something that we can then buy? Okay, they hold a lot of Xbon as well. NFTs. Oh, sorry, if I'm going really quickly here. So if you just copy into their address on Wallet Profiler, you can then go on their NFTs and have a look at what they've been buying. So this person, this is what they hold anyway. Anything that stands out? Pudgy Pepe's, crazy. 25 miladies. 23 waifus. Okay. They made a lot of money off this. Forgotten Rooms. And we can see this is what they were buying. Oh, they're buying Digis 4 hours ago, which makes a lot of sense. Okay. They were obviously buying Digis here. This is a collection that we're all in max pain over because it went to like 15 ETH and we all could have bought it. It was free. I was told so many times, but yeah. So this person's still buying, which might be a good sign. They're smart money, but interestingly, they bought from smart money as well. Let's have a look at this collection, actually. So I was told a lot of times about this, and I was like, no, it's not going to go anywhere or whatever in my head, or I was just too lazy to look into it properly. Probably one of the most painful misses I've had. I was coping so hard over the last few days over these. But yeah, they have like really nice stats as well. So I am just an idiot, to be honest. Okay, so if you look at the overview, I'm sure you've probably all seen this by now, but let's go through the pain together. Lots of smart money buying, even up here. So obviously there's a maintained kind of interest, but they had this drop off. They had that fund, right? $200 million of something crazy, which kind of pushed them from probably here to here, I think, or something like that. And then, yeah, have kind of retraced a bit. But 14 ETH in a bear market or whatever is really impressive and pretty crazy. Let's see who's the biggest holders. Sad guy. This guy is not sad because he has made a lot of money, I imagine. Let's see. Let's see the top profits. That'll be interesting. Let me find it. Profit leaderboard. Multisig Owner, JayG. This actually carries me on nicely to another topic. Okay. 1 second. So this person, Multisig Owner, 82 ETH profit from these digis, which is wild. I think even what's that DJ called? I'm blanking on who it is. Steve Aoki made loads of money from these as well, which is crazy because he's a notorious top signal. Oh, there you go. Smart money. We got Steve Aoki's smart money. That is crazy. Maybe this has made him smart money. I'm not sure. I don't think he was before. But yeah, JayG, and this actually brings me on to a good point. So Multisig Owner is a new label that we've got, which obviously, as the name says, they're like part of a multi-sig. And I do have one set up here. So if you look here, this is 9x9, X9, who is the banana penguin, who also, I think, is the founder of OpenDAO. So he is also labeled as a multi-sig owner. For OpenDAO, I think it should tell you. Yeah. Deployed contract, OpenDAO, multi-sig. I think if we go on the multi-sig, let's have a look. This seems weird to me that we're clicking and it opens portfolio. I don't think that's normal. I know we just added that feature, so that might be a bit of a bug that we could look at, because we want to look at that on Wallet Profiler, but it's only opening on portfolio, so that's not ideal for everyone, is it? Okay, but basically it would show up as like 9x9 being one of the multi-sig owners. And if you want to know another way that you could kind of find these people quickly, if you've got VIP or Alpha, of course, you're a legend with Alpha, you can go on DAO Billboard and just look at these DAOs and it will show you the wallets anyway. And then you can go through. So if you went on, what one is interesting? Squiggle DAO. I don't know what this is. Let's have a look. Okay. So this one actually only has one address, but hopefully if there's a multi-sig for it, maybe I've chosen, oh, again, it opens portfolio. Okay, this is very annoying. But what you do, I think we'll fix this pretty quickly. You would just click on this and it should take you to Wallet Profiler. Journey, if you're listening, let's see if we can change that. Yeah, okay, so you go onto Wallet Profiler, it will show you multi-sig. We've got so many updates going on. Some things are not as good. Okay, let's have a look quickly. What were we on just now? Digis. Okay, next point I wanted to look at. So JayG is someone who's super interesting. I have take the ID and place it into the hyperlink. Okay, So we could do it that way. But Darren, I would like if I could just click on it. That would be a lot more ideal. Okay, let's look at JayG. So JayG is on my watch list because I did an interview with him actually before office hours. If you want to go back and watch that, really, really interesting guy and like amazing trader. This must be a second wallet. Let's have a look. Oh no, I don't. I have it on. I have it on my smart alerts instead. Okay. So I have a smart alert for JayG because he's like amazing trader. So if we have a look, what I have the smart alert on, if anyone's interested, is just like any mint, transfer, buy, anything like that. Because he often, so recently he bought that Vanilla thing, and I actually spoke to him, which is I'm lucky to do, and like said, do you think this is a good hold or whatever? And he gave me good advice for that. But you can also, just see from his transactions if there's anything to buy. So I think he was buying this art party last night. So I saw these coming up. Let's see if they were a good buy. Okay. So I got like 5 notifications last night saying that he was buying art party. So I did look at them. Floor 8.88, which is, I think, above what he paid. See if we can spot. Not even here, somewhere. Maybe it's one of the early buyers. But yeah, so these have gone up. Let's have a look at them. Okay, they haven't actually revealed yet. Generative art project. So it might be of interest to people. I'm not sure. But yeah, he was buying them. And then you can also, because of the smart alert, you can then see when he is selling as well. So he has a second wallet, which is JayG Vault somewhere. What has he been buying here? Phoenixes. So again, this might be interesting. 0.13, nice little price range. Let's have a look. Interesting. Eggs. I got PTSD from these egg NFTs. Always go wrong. But maybe they'll be good. Who knows? They look interesting, but I'm guessing these are pre-reveal. Yeah, some phoenixes. Okay. So yeah, that might be something to look at. Like JayG is buying, that's normally a pretty good signal to see if they're of interest to you as well. And then if you want to see someone's like second wallet, it should show up here. This to me looks like a different wallet though, I have to admit. Let's see. No, it's not here. I think this is another wallet. Let's see if I've got it here. So OX637 might be a slightly different one. But yeah, he has one with like fidenzas and art blocks and all of this. 21 million incoming. Really smart person. So I think it's another lesson actually. Like when you use Nansen a lot, it becomes even better experience because you start to recognize certain buyers. Like you understand that these are good holders. So if I give you a good example of this, if we go on NFT God mode, let me close some tabs, everyone, 1 second. Yeah, go on NFT God mode and let's look at Vanilla. So I was looking at this project and I did buy it and I've sold at this point. Not financial advice. Don't come after me when they pump to like 5 ETH. I'll also be crying. But yeah, so reason I bought them is because I looked at like the Nansen data. Someone did mention it to me on the team, and I was like, okay, let me check it out with the data. So because I've used Nansen for a while now, I know like certain wallets are like very strong signals. So this Blockbird person is someone that's always a good sign. This person I even have on my watch list. They're one of the most profitable NFT traders ever. So I see that name up there, and I also see that like they weren't selling that much at the time anyway. So I was like, that's a very good sign as well. I think this person, someone told me who this is, and it was also a good person. I can't remember, and I'm not sure if I could even tell you without like doxing it, but I think this was a good person, and it's not the name that is showing here. But yeah, Mario.eth, that's a pretty cool ENS with the mushroom. I don't know who that is though. But yeah, so you can kind of go through, and instead of just looking for smart money, you can say like, I've seen this person a lot. They're smart money for like holding, or they're just smart money rather than just like flipping really quickly, which isn't always a great signal. They're someone that you could like rely on better, so it becomes a stronger signal to look at. And then this is quite a helpful table. You can see who's been adding, who's been selling. So you can see smart money selling a bit here. And yeah, let's have a look at as well while I remember. So the next thing that we're going to look at is, as the title was supposed to be, DeFi. Okay, 1 second. So this is our DeFi Paradise table, which shows you all the liquidity pools on ETH and all the staking. And then what's really helpful is that it kind of shows you the smart money ownership and holders within each one. And we also do give APY for some of them. So these have got ridiculous ones, shit, wrapped ETH, which is, yeah, nice, ridiculous APY, whatever. So you can kind of look through which ones are of interest to you. Do you see if they've got high volume as well? Might seem more reliable. Let's go back. So yeah, you can see this has got a huge volume. It's just ETH USDC. And then if you go for smart money holders, you can see there's a lot in the Dai wrapped ETH one, Sushi wrapped ETH. So these are probably like, you might feel it's a safer one to go into. Yearn Finance, Pickle, interesting. Volume is 2,000. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah. And then also we have staking. So Bone has been doing really, really well in like, what's the word? Matching with yesterday's craziness. I thought Sandra put a funny tweet out accidentally, like Bone is ripping or something, which made me laugh. Okay. So yeah, you can look at Bone staking pool, SHIB staking pool, and go through, are any of these interesting to you? Same thing, like look at the transactions. And then new feature, instead of just ETH, we have multi-chain DeFi Paradise. So this I think is for VIP plus. So we've got here BNB chain, PancakeSwap, really high TVL. Ooh, even higher here. Let's go on volume instead. Okay. Really high volume wrapped BNB AMA in the PancakeSwap pools. This might blow interest. Kind of interesting to me, actually. I think it's surprising, like you don't realize how much goes on PancakeSwap. So yeah, you can go through and see which ones stand out to you, which ones you want to use, which can be really helpful because it's multi-chain. So it's really easy to just access. And then the same thing for staking. So here, there is a cake staking pool, like BNB again. BNB seems, I'm not like biased BNB or anything, but it always seems quite underrated to me and something that I don't really look at enough, probably. Toasted AVAX. Stuff that you might not have heard of, because I haven't heard of some of these. So yeah, this is a new feature that you can take a look at. Let's go on to now NFT Paradise. So this is actually, or this page anyway, is free to everyone on Nansen Live. Even shows you the profit leaderboard, I think, for free. So this is something you kind of check each day. Moonbird's having a lot of volume at the moment, but I think their floor got kind of wrecked yesterday. I think that they had a announcement, another raise. Seems to be NFT raise season, but didn't react that well to that for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I don't own a Moonbird, but really high volume. And then this is that Phoenix's project actually that we showed earlier that JayG was buying. So you might want to have a look at that. like, why is the volume so high, especially with such low average price? So if I was doing that, actually, it might be helpful for people. Let's look. So first thing that comes into my mind, if I see like a collection, someone says, yeah, what about the rogs? What about the rogs? We can come to them later. No, we can't. We look at penguin stuff too much. Okay, so if you're looking at this and I see low price but like really high volume, first thing that comes into my head is this being well, it doesn't come into my head because I've forgotten the word, wash traded. So what you need to look at is like, who are the top holders? Okay, and who's like made the most expensive purchases? Are they just like fresh wallets? And then you're like, okay, maybe this is kind of strange. So if we went on to OpenSea, it might be easier. Let's have a look. Because they're pre-reveal, it's a good sign though, because you wouldn't be buying like anything really high price. So you'd assume that everything is the same. Let's have a look. So some reason someone paid like almost an E for this, but that's not enough evidence at all. That's probably fine. Yeah, everything else is like 0.2, so all looks good. Okay, so next thing you can look at then is this, and this page actually, I should say, is free. So if you go on NFT God mode, the overview is completely free for all Nansen Lite users. You get this chart as well, which shows like early smart money buys. So Jam 1, 2, 3. Trade Boom, and I've seen quite a lot on stuff, and they're still buying, but not too many recently. So yeah, next one you'd go on is, let's have a look at breakdown. So this is kind of unusual, unless it's like the team's wallet, but even at that point, it's kind of weird as well. So this wallet, for some reason, unless it's like a NFT X or something, oh god, owns 888. This is JayG with 58. Slim Shady, Trade Booming. So it seems like everyone holds like a fair amount, more than one anyway. So these are like relatively positive signs. Always seeing JayG is good. There's not tons of smart money. What you can do is filter here. Okay, still some of the NFTs being minted. Okay, so yeah, JayG is the highest smart money buyer. Got Fleur as well, which I'm sure many people recognize. And yeah, so these are like okay signs. I've seen collections with a lot more smart money than this, which then is like a stronger signal. But this is definitely something interesting. And I hadn't seen this collection until now. So yeah, next one you could look at. Let's look at hodlers. Unique addresses is going up, which is a good thing. You don't want to get just dumped on. This is similar to what we looked at. Are people making a load of money off it already? Not really. Like 0.3 to 0.7, not too much. Okay, let's have a look at trades. So this is nice, and this is also an update. On our recent trades, and also on like Mintmaster, which I can show, we now show images for each one, so you want to know what they look like. These all look obviously the same because it's pre-reveal or pretty similar. No, you can see there's not this smart money buying going on. Sometimes though, if you don't see smart money, still look for the ENS names. Because like for instance, we looked at earlier 9x9 x9.eth, who isn't a smart money buyer, but like very well-known name and someone who buys loads of things when they do buy. So yeah, you need to kind of comb through, is there anyone that you recognize? So it's not always just smart money, but yeah, easier to filter by them. Again, this shows you the smart money buys. Let's have a look. Listings. This one is really helpful. The listings tab. Like I've gone to buy stuff before. I think I mentioned it. That GM DAO, they had like repos and different NFTs. And there was a time when they were doing really well with the factories. I remember looking at these. I think this, because it's a new collection, it won't show, but let's have a look at We can look at Creepo, surely. No, we can't. Okay. Factors. So what I did here when these were like doing really well, if you go onto the listings tab, and this is really important. So at the time when I was looking, there was like this one wallet that had like 50 owned and like 20 listed at floor. So that's not a great sign, because then you're looking at it like, okay, I'm probably going to buy here, and then by the time like their ones listed at floor have sold, like even here actually, this person owns 11, 6 listed, 2 at floor. So once those 2 at floor sell, you kind of get the vibes that they'll probably just list more, because they're still owning 11, they've still got 6 listed, that they might then drop down. So if I see like a really packed out floor, I just don't enter. I think it's better to just wait until that person is gone, and then get in, or just wait until they don't have loads left, because the risk is when someone has loads listed at floor, and everyone will just undercut them. So if you can wait until they have like less, there's less time for the floor to remain at that level, and then less time for people to just undercut it. And it also becomes really hard for the project to just move up in value. So this is a great visualization of that. This project has like really low amounts of NFTs listed like below 2 ETH actually, which is quite nice. But this is an art project, so things can get like relisted lower again. But if you see like a one with high volume that has like this kind of pattern, is quite promising, because you know that these can easily be swept up like pretty quickly. So you only need 3 then to move to the next range, 6, 8, 9, and then you're up to these prices. So this is actually a really like underrated kind of graph to look at. This is also quite important. So this is showing you, and I think this is for every single collection, delistings and smart money listings on the collection. So you can see this is actually the same person here, recently listing theirs, and like at the different prices. So this is a really helpful chart. If you go on to, let's have a look what else we could see. Related collections, great goats and stuff. These might be scammy airdrops. So these are the real ones. The GM DAO token, 24% of owners of Factories also own the DAO token, which is kind of interesting. Price estimates, I think, will be low for this because it's like a unique kind of collection. Okay, let's go back to NFT Paradise. Okay, I thought it was interesting actually, maybe a point to bring up here. So I had a unsupervised the other day with Mike DeMazzo, who like is a really good Nansen user, and I thought they made a good point. So I think again, if you have VIP onwards, you can then filter, or you could just filter by floor to the lowest one, but then you have to go through a lot of pages. So what you can do is put that back to normal. If you filter the floor to be lower than like, I think, what did he do? Less than. Yeah, so if you filter the floor to be lower than 0.2, and then look at like the highest volume collections at this point, here is where you can find like some really interesting stuff. So again, the Phoenixes come up, and it's like a low barrier to entry for anyone. So if there are collections here that you think are kind of interesting, I know this collection, I think Journey sent me this, who's on our team this morning. So yeah, 0.2, look through, do any of these look promising? And then it's a low cost. So if you can think to yourself, like, if you can afford 0.2, whatever, $300, and you don't mind too much about that going like to zero or just going down, then yeah, some of these might be more interesting to you, and you might also feel like you could sweep rather than just buy singular ones. I've seen this collection a fair bit as well. So I thought this is an easy kind of strategy to implement. And actually, I'll give you a little tip. So the way I do it, which is I thought was the smart way, is on Apple, where Command Control Spacebar, and then you put in the that emoji. I also learned if you want to set like a keyboard shortcut and just type SM, which I haven't done, you can also do that. That's a kind of weird tip, but it's very helpful to like move about quickly, and then it will bring up the emoji. And yeah, if we have a look quickly, this is profit leaderboard, and I should come on to how you can do this for tokens as well. You can filter this down into like not only all, you can look at 7 days and 24 hours. Probably got too many tabs open. So you can see like who's making the most profit recently, not just like all time. Here you have to be careful to make sure, again, you're not looking at like wash traders, and you're actually looking at like legitimate people. So this person might be, so you could look through, they've bought 6 collections, made 52 ETH from 2.18. So this looks real if we have a look. Let's see if we know why. Oh, because it looks like their own collection or something. That was probably why. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but that might be like their own collection. So that's why they've made loads of money, or they've just like copied the ENS. I don't know. I have all 15 NFTs. So yeah, they've made loads of money, but you can kind of look through, is there any recently that have done well that aren't just like wash trading things? So we saw this wallet earlier, actually. Trey Booming has made 15, and they were also buying Phoenixes. So again, you might be like, okay, this is quite an interesting signal. Steve Aoki, crazy, is up 13 ETH this week, all from those digis. So yeah, if you want to follow Steve Aoki, you have to be careful, but might be a good idea. Okay, let's have a look at Mintmaster. So we actually put a tweet out this morning explaining what FOMO level is. So I think it's the NFTs in the last 14 days, and then we like divide it up by the amount of like NFTs bought in the last 15 minutes. So medium, obviously higher than low, and we normally have extreme if there are any doing like really well. What I do for this table, just personally, is filter to the newest ones, like this. And then what I'm looking at, to be honest, is the volume. So 46 minutes ago, mint volume of 100 ETH. Let's have a look at this. Sneaks of nature. This looks like it's wash traded. So here is a good example though of like why you need to be careful. So you see 100 ETH, you might be like, okay, that's amazing. Let's have a look at it. And then why is it 100 ETH? I'm not actually sure. Maybe it's like a mint or something. If someone knows the answer to that, that's weird. But yeah, you need to like actually go into it and look at it. And why has that got 100 ETH? Because that seems exceptional. This one is more normal. 2 hours ago, mint volume 1.6. Doggy, free to own. Let's have a look. Oh, we can't find it. Maybe it's only been minted, not on here yet. So this is another collection that you could look at. You probably find their Twitter, see if that's interesting. Today it doesn't look like there's that much going on, I have to say. But I have found stuff here before. I think this is where I found the Factoras actually. I like spotted high volume in like a really short time. And it was like the pre-mint, which is like the ideal situation. So if you can catch something on the pre-mint on like Nansen and then just wait for the public mint to happen, that's like the ideal situation. So that was perfect, but that's quite rare. This shows latest reveals, minting leaderboard. So who's been making a lot of money from mints recently? This is a new label. Smart NFT Minter. Is that a new label? I think I'm lying, actually. That is not a new label. I think of, what am I thinking of? Smart NFT Airdrop Pro. That one is a new one. Okay. If we have a look at smart money in general, this one is a really helpful table. If you don't have a a paid subscription for Nansen, which hopefully you do, but if not, and you're using Nansen Lite, I'll show you in a second, like quite a similar table, just not for smart money. So this person sweeping Cyberkongs VX. I don't know enough about Cyberkongs, but is that a new collection or something? I'm not sure. Or it's the old one. Sweeping a lot of Cyberkongs in 30 minutes for 0.69. So this is quite a significant sweep, actually. Wow. Yeah, so this might be interesting. So maybe Cyberkongs are doing very well at the moment. I don't know. Bioland, old stuff. This person is minting this derivative of Digi. Someone buying Dark Taverns. Oh, that's the collection we just saw a second ago. Someone minting them. Oh, various different people. So you need to be... Yeah, I think check that out. You just need to check that they are actually minting. I think they should be if we're showing it, but it seems kind of odd that they're not just getting it sent to them or whatever. Yeah, a lot of mints going on. So what I would do is just filter by buy instead. Let's head backwards. So, oh, here we go. Someone sweeping loads of the Vitalik pumps. Well, that was 11 hours ago now, so I don't know what the floor is looking like. But yeah, this can be a really, really helpful table. Like even as we're looking at it live now, that person sweeping Cyberkongs is like a pretty nice signal. Tons of the Phoenixes again. Wow, loads of the Phoenixes. Babby. So all the collections here are like ones that you probably just take a further look at and see if they're of interest to you, if they're like a price range that you like, whatever. Alpha CryptoKongs, I don't know what that is. They're minting. So that's a really helpful table. And if I come back quickly, God, time has zoomed past. I only got 10 minutes. Okay, I've probably not covered all that I'm supposed to. Let's go onto this table quickly. So this is free for everyone on Nansen Lite, and a really helpful table. And here, even for instance, it shows you a smart money buyer. So Coco Bear must have been that person that we were just looking at, actually. 17 of those Cyberkongs swept for 15 ETH, and it's a smart money buy. So if anyone wants to have a look at Cyberkongs, not financial advice, but it seems like quite good signals going on there. Ezu 17. Oh, 1 second. Open Siri again. Okay, I need to take that off. What I'm looking at here is like the number swept and also the amount spent, because I think to me the amount spent is more important on this table, because you could sweep like a million of, well, not a million, you could sweep like 50 of something really cheap and it's not really a strong signal of anything. But if you go on like spent and like filter by that, if they've put a load of money in, they probably have much higher conviction and they're probably someone that you actually like should consider as a stronger signal. Because especially if it's smart money or like someone with a significant portfolio, if they're sweeping a ton of something but it's a really low amount, they don't mind that going to zero like at all. So then if you copy trade that person or whatever you do, or take it as a signal, it's not always ideal, because yeah, their risk reward tolerance or risk tolerance, sorry, is like much different to yours, because yeah, like 5%, or you're really rich, who knows, but like 5% of your portfolio is probably wildly different from theirs, maybe more or less or whatever. So here again, even if you didn't have the smart alerts like I did, you could look at this page and be like, JayG was sweeping those art parties like I was saying last night. Moonbird Oddities 6. And also what you can do is like see, are there any patterns showing up? So if you filter by time and go backwards a bit, is there anything here that you're like, okay, multiple people are buying these, is this interesting? This Epics merge, I think these are like weird statues celebrating the merge. Don't understand, but people are buying them. I guess that's all that matters. So you're seeing like 2 people buying it here. So you're like, is this interesting? who knows? Go and have a look. Alpha Crypto Kongs, all this. So yeah, this is completely free and a really, really helpful table. I think one of the best things on Nansen Light, personally, and something that you could check on like each day or whenever you find time. And especially when like NFT volume is doing really well, whatever, or like these collections are starting to come back. So even Digi doing really well, although we missed it, I think is great to see because it still shows there's like NFT interest going on, and it then brings people back into the market because they're like, okay, people are making money again. So even though we're coping for like missing it, I think it's a good signal to then look at. Okay, what else could we look at quickly? We've got 5 minutes. Let's head back here. Oh, I know what we could look at quickly. So I think I can find the way I did this actually this morning. So I found one interesting thing this morning. If you went on Smart Money and then went on token holdings, let me close some of these. Okay, give me a second. Don't need that one. Yeah, if you go on token holdings, you can see, is there anything standing out here as like kind of interesting? So USDC, there's tons of USDC being held or added today. If I'm going to guess, it's going to be Jump or Wintermute. Let's have a look quickly because it's not the token I want to look at, but let's find out. Okay. One day change, it's Alameda. So Alameda's added 100 million or almost 100 million. And Marana Ventures, 10 million in stables. So you might want to look at those wallets, set smart alerts. If you want to learn how to set smart alerts, I haven't got time right now, I don't think. But if you want to look at our past episodes, we've even got like an episode, not office hours episode, a video directly just for smart alerts. So you could set a smart alert on this person, this wallet, or on the Alameda wallet and see like what they then do with those stable coins. Do they deploy them again? Especially like Alameda, where are they going to move them? Do they end up buying things? Whatever. But the token that I thought was more interesting than USDC, of course, is injective token, so INJ. So what I did is had a look at the token. I went on token god mode and I typed in INJ. And if you have a look here, why there's a huge increase of like $900,000 is because of Pantera Capital adding 600,000. So initial thing here, you're like, okay, it's amazing or whatever. It's not amazing. This is interesting. So where it comes from is some wallet that we don't have tagged. So what you then do is like open this wallet and you'd have a look at what they're up to, and you'd kind of follow where that INJ came from. So you can see here, this top depositors actually came from another wallet, this one. So here you might begin to think, are these wallets also owned by Pantera? So if you're on the Scout program, you might want to have a look at these. Is there enough evidence to show that these wallets are also owned by Pantera? Who knows? But if you get all the way back here to this third wallet down the line, you can start to see, I think it was this one. So this one deposited in 9 days ago. So you'd assume that this is the one that is like, these are the tokens that have now ended up in Pantera's wallet. So if we go one more, I don't want to go through endless wallets, but I think it was this one. Yeah, so if you got to this one, you can then see that Injective Protocol's Treasury is one of the top depositors into it. So this might just be another Injective Protocol wallet that they then use to whatever. If it's a private investment round from Pantera, they then distribute from this wallet through another one, obviously, into Pantera's wallet. So at this point, you're like, Pantera owns $900,000 of INJ. What can you do with that? You can set a smart alert, like I said before. And you can see like where they move it, or you can just keep track of it. You could look at portfolio even, for instance. Let's have a look. And then you could keep an eye on it completely for free then as well, on like what are they holding. You just won't then get notified when they're moving it. But if you're like someone who's always on looking at portfolio, which is great, you could see where it goes. So yeah, you can see they've got like almost 1 million INJ. Where is that going to go? Especially if you're an INJ holder, you probably want to find out. Or if you're trying to trade INJ, it's also of interest to you. So yeah, I'm sorry if I sped through loads of stuff. I thought I'd run out of stuff, but I've actually gone over. But that is 1 hour up. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Someone said I need to check my DMs on this. I will check that after. But hopefully you enjoyed. If you like the music or whatever, by the way, maybe we can do that again. I'll try and find some like cooler music. This is just default music. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on Friday. I have got a Nansen Unsupervised with Ledger and CMS Intern as a co-host, which will be a lot of fun. I've had like a preparation call for that, and it's really, really interesting, hopefully. So yeah, make sure you're here for that. To make sure that you are here for that, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you want to try Nansen, hopefully you learn something from me or you learn something from the other videos. We have a discount on at the moment, up to 40% off. Amazing. You need to be quick because you've only got 9 days left on it. So yeah, utilize that. If you want to try the free one, Nansen Lite, that's also below. And I think that is about it. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. It's my first solo episode, so it was nice to have some people viewing. And yeah, that's it. Have a really good rest of your week. Bye-bye.